Hello there, good evening and welcome to the evening news at 6 on Adoatv. The news is coming to you live from our studios on the John Evans Atta Mills High Street in Accra. You can also watch us live on Facebook at Adoatv Ghana. In tonight's bulletin, Honorable Peter Amew, Minister for Railway Development, has updated Ghanaians today on how advanced plans are with regards to government plans to reinstate the use of railways to improve socio-economic development. And as the world marks World AIDS Day, the Ghana AIDS Commission has confirmed that an estimated 300,000 Ghanaians are currently living with the HIV virus. And in this bulletin, we will bring you some updates from Parliament as well. And the Municipal Chief Executive for West Gonja, following a report filed by Adoatv in relation to the deplorable state of Nabori Primary School, has cut sword for the constitution of a 3-unit classroom block. The details of these stories, as well as some sports and business news in this bulletin. Now, moving on to our first story, the National Democratic Congress has justified its decision to boycott parliamentary proceedings on Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. According to the group, precedents leading to the approval of the 2022 policy document by the majority group makes it unconstitutional. Now, reacting to this, some Ghanaians condemned actions of both the minority and the majority caucuses. The most topical issue currently in the country is the controversy and drama surrounding the 2022 budget statement.
Ghana's Parliament House, the August House, where the controversies, the drama has been transpiring over the last 96 hours, with many individuals sharing their opinions and thoughts on how the initial rejection and subsequent approval of the 2022 policy document has been so far. Now, yesterday in Parliament, the majority leader moved a motion for recession of what had happened on Friday, November 26, 2021. This motion was adopted and approved. Hence, the subsequent motion was moved for the approval of the 2022 policy documents. This has been greeted with several mixed reactions, with many criticizing what has happened or transpired within the last few hours at the August House.
Yeah, I think this is going to help this country as a whole. Because in Ghana or in a country where the people are speaking, you have to listen. You listen to the voice of the people so that you work on your hand with whatever thing you're doing. We appointed them there not because of minority or majority, but for the movement in the country. So if we cannot help in moving the country forward, it is better we stay put and listen to whatever thing you have to say so that when the time comes for us to vote, we choose whether to vote or not to vote. I mean, things like they don't care about the economy, we don't know. But why you minority buy property? They are the same people who complain that we run the things because this people do property. We need you guys to be there to be able to fight for the country. And you guys are saying you are boycotting it. For what reason? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I think you are just blaming the citizens. We are just blaming them. I think they can't really make up their mind to right away implement it. And it's better to them do, because once there is situation, there is people are being trying to get you. It's got mental money, and it goes to the people who work for the government. Their place are being anything. But we are the private sector who are working to take care of our families here and there. It affects us as the most. So this whole minority and majority thing, I think they know what they are doing. Nobody cares about the country. You shouldn't be the same. It's the same industry, it's the same everything.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for German North, Frederick Yao Ahenkwa, has justified the move by the NDC MPs to boycott sitting on Tuesday, November 30, 2021.
We are in a democratic state. And what happened yesterday was an illegality. So we didn't want to partake in that illegality. If they had listening ears, they should have reviewed the budget and then included all these things before coming to us.
According to the lawmaker, the minority caucus has never regretted its action.
We have not regretted from what we did, and we know what we are doing exactly. Okay? No budget has been turned. We rejected the budget, and we know the budget is a rejected one. But what they claim our numbers couldn't do, the 137 couldn't do. They cannot equally do the same thing with that 137. Yes, we have not regretted at all because we want to fight for Ghanaians. Until our claims are heeded to, we will never concede until they do the needful. The needful is that Ghanaians are already burdened. We will not be part of them to add more souls to the injury.
We've been joined by our parliamentary correspondent, Reginald Addy, to give us some more insight into what happened at Parliament. Reginald.
Yes, Benedicta.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing yourself?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Very well.
We understand some chaotic scenes happened to the extent that some chairs were thrown away. Can you tell us what necessitated this?
Well, today was an interesting day in Parliament, I must say, and it's been interesting since the Finance Minister presented the budget on November 17th. And Friday, we saw the minority approving the budget after the majority had walked out. And yesterday was another eventful event when the minority absconded Parliament, the majority taking total charge, and together with the First Deputy Speaker approving the budget. So what necessitated the entire case, which was unnecessary, I must say, was when the minority leader, Honorable Aruna Idrisu, moved a motion that the proceedings that led to the approval of the budget be set aside. Now, he says that the proceedings was an insult to the Constitution and a disgrace to the Parliament as well. Now, the Speaker subsequently threw out the motion, and this, emanated in that heated debate that we saw. The debate went on for some time, and the First Deputy Speaker, who couldn't take it anymore, adjourned. He suspended sitting for an hour, and it was after he had taken off, or after he had left the House, that the Honourable Member of Parliament for Ashaiman, Honourable Henry Nogbe, picked up the Speaker's chair and drew it aside. He didn't necessarily throw it away. That was many observers have said that was a very uncalled for incident, because it didn't mean anything at the time, but only to spark more chaos and controversy. So that was the events today at Parliament.
Okay, we understand the minority filed for a recession and it was overthrown.
Well, yes, the minority had filed for a recession earlier, so that they could go back. But I think that the idea was for the minority to go into some caucus meetings, amongst other things. But today, the first deputy speaker didn't hear any for the minority at all. And so, yes, that was also thrown out, but they took it in good faith. Yes, they took it in good faith. The debate stayed on, the proceedings that happened yesterday. So that was the basic focus for today.
Okay. But how has the majority responded to some of the concerns raised by the minority?
Well, so it has been a back and forth between both parties. Remember, it first happened when the majority walked out of Parliament. Now, their claim is that a quorum cannot be formed with the numbers that were present on Friday, and it's 137. And so the proceedings that led to the denouncement of the budget on Friday was illegal. Many of them have, resorted to going back to the courts because as it stands now, the debate has been between Article 102, Standing Orders 102 and Standing Orders 104, as well as Standing Orders 108 of the of Parliament. And this has been the conversation since Friday. There's been the conversation since yesterday and today as well, which is why the Speaker said that the arguments that were raised by the minority leader today are things that he had heard of yesterday, with his position to votes being challenged and everything. So their response to the minority's claims and all that is that, they didn't have the right to do whatever they did on Friday, and yesterday was a chance for them to be in Parliament to also, and challenge the other side. As to why they were not present, nobody knows up to now, in as much as the minority leader had indicated that they did not step in Parliament due to those 5 reasons that they gave for the reconsideration of the budget that was thrown out. These reasons do not appear any tangible, especially for the majority. And for the minority, their side is that the majority, together with the first deputy speaker, haven't contributed to approving the budget, have disgraced Parliament and have disrespected the 1992 Constitution. So when you look at it, it's a back and forth between both parties on the same articles 102, 104, 108 as well.
Okay, but may I ask how many formed the quorum yesterday?
Well, yesterday there was 138.
Okay.
So as per what the speaker has, as per what the speaker has, the speaker per article 109 subsection 3 of the Standing Orders of Parliament doesn't have his original and voting rights once he assumes it. But today, one interesting update that came up was that the first deputy speaker says that he is a member of Parliament and same as the second deputy speaker, and so they have their original voting rights and they are only there to assist the speaker when the speaker is not around. So the words from the first deputy speaker was that he is not a speaker. And this is something that the minority have also taken up to say that if he is not a speaker, then all the proceedings that he led yesterday were illegal because his position as a speaker, now he is denouncing. That means he cannot act as a speaker. And so what he did yesterday, the minority is saying that was totally wrong.
Okay, before you go, what should we expect tomorrow?
Well, we should expect a continuation of the entire conversations. Now, one would have expected that after the break they continued with perhaps the business of the day. But unfortunately, the second deputy speaker had to return when many expected the first deputy speaker to return, and he adjourned the meeting for the day to tomorrow, 10 a.m. But tomorrow we are looking at obviously a continuation of the entire conversation again. That is, if members of Parliament will be diligent enough, to take it up and have a clear conversation on this. Because as it stands, there has not been any settlement on both sides. Although the majority, well, they may be satisfied per the approval of the budget. but it seems that the minority is unsatisfied. You know that they have the numbers as well. So their dissatisfaction could mean something else, for proceedings in Parliament, which the minority leader has rightfully indicated that moving on, every proceeding in Parliament would have to be voted for. This is going to cause some form of delay, some form of setbacks, amongst other things. And we have barely about 30 days to the end of the year. Let's see if the budget will be approved. Will be rejected or somehow challenged by the minority.
Thank you very much, Reginald, and I wish you all the best tomorrow.
Well, thank you to you very much, Benedict. I must say it's interesting times we find ourselves in.
Very
we should pray for our nation anytime we get the opportunity. When you sleep tonight, pray for Ghana.
I will. That was my colleague Reginald, our parliamentary correspondent, bringing us more updates from Parliament. Now, moving on, today at the Meet the Press series, the Minister for Railway Development, John Peter Amewu, has updated the public on steps taken by government to revitalize the railway system. The sector minister indicating how these steps will aid the socio-economic development of the country explained that a policy decision taken by government will see limited rehabilitation of some sections of the country's network. This, he stated, is to keep the system running.
Has developed a railway master plan to serve as a guide for the fulfillment of the ministry's mandate to systematically modernize and expand the railway network in the country, starting with the rehabilitation of the existing narrow gauge. However, due to the level of deterioration of the old narrow gauge network and its corresponding high cost of rehabilitation, a policy decision was taken by the government not to rehabilitate the entire network, but instead only limit sections from Accra through Tema to Nsawam on the eastern line, and secondly Takoradi through Kojo-Krom to Takwa on the western line. This is to keep the system running with the existing fleet of narrow gauge road stock, while steps are taken to reconstruct and expand the whole network based on the new standard gauge system. The western line, which is from Takoradi to Kumasi, with a branch line from Dunkwa to Awaso, used to be a major route for transportation of major minerals and other bulk commodities like manganese, bauxite, cocoa, timber, cement, petroleum products, mining equipment, and others. The haulage of these commodities by rail reduces the challenges of using the road transport, which causes road deterioration. Unfortunately, due to the several decades of neglect and underfunding, the Western Line is completely broken down, except for partial freight services on the Takoradi-Nsuta section, which is used for the haulage and export of manganese through the Takoradi port. Fortunately, in 2017, government budgetary support was provided for the rehabilitation of sections of the existing narrow gauge Western Line from Kojo-Krom to Takwa through Nsuta to facilitate the efficient haulage of manganese from the mines in Nsuta to the port of Takoradi, and also to facilitate passenger services. The rehabilitation project was completed in January 2020 under my predecessor, Honorable Joe Gatti, and the passenger service was reintroduced from Takoradi to Takwa for the first time since 2007. Apart from the rehabilitations of the Takoradi-Nsuta narrow gauge line, the standard gauge line is also being developed. Firstly, the construction of the 22 kilometers Kojo-Krom to Manso section of the Western Line, which is commenced in 2018 with funding by the government of Ghana, is currently 72% complete. This project is expected to be fully completed and handed over by the contractor, Amandi Holdings, to the government in the second quarter of 2022. The development of the new standard gauge Western Line is expected to continue in 2020 from Manso to Hunu Valley, also by Amandi under a credit facility. And I am happy to announce that the contractor has already been paid a mobilization quite close to 68 million euro for commencement of this section. And as I speak, mobilization work had begun and the contractor has moved to site.
Still on the Western Line case, the Railway Development Minister also disclosed that government under the annual budget fund is providing funds for the development of a new 6-kilometer line in Kumasi from Edum to KRC. According to Mr. Amew, the project is expected to be completed over a period of 12 months.
The government of Ghana is providing funds under the annual budget funding amount, ABFA, for the development of a new 6-kilometer standard gauge line in Kumasi from Edum to KRC. The contractor, David Walters Limited, has mobilized to site to undertake site clearance works for the construction of the new standard gauge line. The project is expected to be completed over a period of 12 months construction period. To complete the development of the Western Line to link up with the new bauxite deposit at Nyinahene to support the exploitations of bauxite and facilitate the development of Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Project being pursued by government. Preparatory works are currently ongoing for the development of the following sections of the Western Line. 1. The sections from KRC to Adoa, approximately 12 kilometers. 2. The section from Adoa to Obuasi, approximately 51 kilometers. 3. The section from Huni Valley to Dunkwa, approximately 75 kilometers. 4. The section from Dunkwa through Awaso to Nyinahene, approximately 137 kilometers. And 5. The Dunkwa to Obuasi section, approximately 38 kilometers.
Away from that, the municipal chief executive for West Gonja Municipal in the Savannah region, Honorable Musa Kusabari, has cut sword for the construction of a 3-unit classroom block for the Nabori DA Primary School in the West Gonja municipality on Thursday, 25th November 2021. The project, which would be funded by the Member of Parliament for Damongo, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, is expected to be completed within 3 months. Now, Damongo Adoa News launched a crucial advocacy to get a 21st century school structure to save the lives of innocent school children for the area as part of process to achieve a sustainable development goal, for which demands quality education for all. Salifu Adam Jabu, who brought the plight of the school to the limelight, has filed the next report.
Not too long ago, Adoa News visited Nabori Primary School in the West Gonja district of the Savannah region, where the team was met with people studying under trees, and those who were in classrooms had a rickety structure over their heads. Following the report, the municipal chief executive of West Gonja, Honorable Musa Kusubari, has cast sword for the construction of a 3-unit classroom block which is projected to be completed in 3 months. The project will be funded by the Member of Parliament for Damongo, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, who also doubles as the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Honorable Musa Kusubari, speaking to Adoa News, explained that the dilapidated structure came to their attention during the 2020 election campaign, when the people of Nabori kept before them as one of the challenges facing the community. He noted that 2 weeks ago, he visited the school and, having seen the state of the building, prompted the head teacher of the school not to allow continuous usage of the structure due to its dilapidated state, and that plans were far ahead to replace the structure with a new building by the Member of Parliament for the area.
We need the classrooms. I think by February ending, we should be in use of this. That is why we are here today, to make sure that we facilitate it, because we need it urgently. So So maximum is about 2.5 months. We should have this class being in use.
How many classroom blocks are we talking about?
Yes, we are talking about 3 unit classrooms plus offices. But the way I've seen the population, because we have an old office which we can plead with the headmaster or the head teacher to continue using of that particular place so that we can make this about 5 unit classrooms for them so that the people can have a bit of these classes for them to use.
The MCE pleaded with the people of Nabori to cooperate and give the necessary support to the contractor in order for the project to be completed on time. Members of the Nabori community expressed gratitude to the Member of Parliament for his swift intervention in providing the community with a 3-unit classroom block which is yet to be completed. The building will go a long way to enhance teaching and learning in the community, according to the head teacher and the staff.
Give the Honorable MP the strength, the Honorable MC the strength, and anybody who contributed to give us this success. May Allah guide those people to ensure that this project will come to a reality. So she is saying good evening and thank you to Honorable MC.
In an exclusive interview with the Assemblyman for Yipala Nabori electoral area, he congratulated the MC and the Member of Parliament for Damango constituency for the swift response to their cry.
Like I usually say, my name is Honorable Idrisu Abdurrahman, the Assembly Member for Nabori electoral area. In fact, today you can see the joy and happiness from me and then my entire community. In fact, this is a joy for us to celebrate, like I did indicate. Our advocacy have yielded this kind of results for us. So we are most grateful to the media, to all stakeholders who heard our cry and came to support us. We are most grateful. Let me also use this opportunity to thank the MC for West Gonja, Honorable Musa Kosebare, for his intervention, quick intervention, to ensure that we had a very nice building before February next year.
Meanwhile, World AIDS Day, celebrated on 1st December every year, is an opportunity for the community to unite in the fight against HIV/AIDS, to show support for those who have been diagnosed and to remember those who have been lost to the disease. Currently, over 300,000 Ghanaians are living with HIV, hence the need for intense sensitization. And Fred Nabori has more in the following report.
The existence of the novel coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19, has subjected the duly acknowledgement of other diseases in the country. HIV and AIDS have been on its rise currently in the country. In 2019, it is subjected that about 342,307 people are living with HIV and AIDS. In 2021, it is also estimated that about 346,120 people are living with HIV and AIDS. What are Ghanaians or individuals not doing right? Let's find out from the public. For Adoa News, my name is Alfred.
The Ghana AIDS Commission, a supra-ministerial body, has currently in its fact-check report indicated that people living with HIV and know their status are currently 58% in the country. The report further indicated that 77 people with diagnosed HIV infection receive sustained antiretroviral therapy and 68 people are receiving antiretroviral therapy have viral suppression. In its national HIV and AIDS response breakdown, the Commission indicated that currently 346,120 people are HIV patients. Out of the above figure, it says 228,439 are females, forming 66%, with 117,680 males are 34%. As compared to previous years, 342,207 people were estimated to have lived with HIV in 2019. Males 122,321, making 36%, with females 219,986, 64% in 2020. 347,000 people were living with HIV. Talking to some concerned citizens, majority iterated that poverty has lured many females to sleep with men for money, while others also opined that some females reject the idea of using condoms, insisting they got no arousal with the use of condoms.
In the world, Mados Chambema, Mados Chambema, baby war, as you say, on here power, on here one, a manu, Jomuhuma, Bema, Santi, I say, Obanyeska, Editi, and tea. On Tibanyeska, Omunwa Munya Juma, Omuna Mosa, Anti, Officer, Okoye, the Jamai, Anna. Dinu hu kwa kwa mabema ono officer ebia ebet ma generate daily income e de amano no so ndia be born hubra school system no wa ohia pa na wo Ghana ohia pa wo nti nko 40 minta nyeska mfo man koi school nti amankora no munam krom ha bebre mu yeyi mu kwa kwa shiwi ona mo che omo hu bi kwa ya shawo ena obi nkwa kwa wia saa de ne nyina wo a aho kire na wo Ghana ha ne ntina ya na nkola dos wo sa okay se na meti ha no o ka che se mi nko ye test no bia mesuru kakra because German dosu e bia mafaha ena mi hu be bia mbenye disease no nti I say omo frame say me check e ade say mesuro pa because me pese me nko na say omo check me na omo see me positive and e be ha ma adwene na me brabo my brabo we say be brain tamper condom because obi wa officer use condom a Phyllis na obenya no wow one yen to say or use raw because of that no if you say or use raw condoms na hu here to me hu here. But to others, they are but
it's management. And what I mean by health mismanagement is the awareness is no longer in place. And people decided to do things the way they want it. And thereby resulting all these infections. If you ask me, I would like more education to go into that. What people should do and what they should not do in order not to infect themselves. I think that is the only thing I can.
You also say that COVID-19 has overshadowed the education that they should give on HIV.
Currently, the system now is COVID-19. That is what is on board. Other sicknesses, we don't assuming that they are still in existence. So, I think all of them should have been, every sector should have been put interest in educating people on what to do, not only COVID-19. So, I think that's only my contribution.
It's coming from the Slay Queens.
The Slay Queens?
Yeah.
Why?
And now the Slay Queens, they are more.
Slay Queens are more?
Slay Queens are more.
Okay.
Than the church goers.
Okay.
And the Christians.
Okay.
And also coming from the sugar daddies and the sugar mummies.
The sugar daddies and the sugar mummies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also from unemployment.
Unemployment?
Yeah.
How can unemployment causes the rise?
Because people doing the Slay Queens, the girls doing the Slay Queens, I don't think they have job doing.
Okay.
So they sell their body for cash.
Okay.
Now, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje, has confirmed that cases of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus have been recorded in Ghana on November 21st. Mr. Kuma made this confirmation in Accra on Wednesday, December 1st, during a press briefing. There is the emergence of the new variant, and I must say, through the robust testing at the Kotoka International Airport, Ghana has detected the Omicron variant already, and the cases have come mainly from Nigeria and South Africa. The very first case that was detected during our sequencing was on the 21st of November, he said. Despite the new variant, according to the Ghana Health Service, has not yet been detected in the communities. However, Dr. Kuma Abuaje mentioned there is the potential of a community spread if someone has Omicron and it's incubating, it will not be detected at the airport. He further educated that it is important for all to adhere to all the COVID-19 protocols, especially as the festive season nears and more visitors are expected. Moving on, social media sensation Ekuapem Polo is to go back to the Insawam medium security prison to complete a 90-day jail sentence. This follows the dismissal of her appeal against the sentence by the Criminal Division of the High Court. The presiding judge, Justice Ruby Aite, held that the sentence as handed down by an Accra Circuit Court last April was not, on the face of it, excessive and will thus not be interfered with. There is more to this report.
Rosemont Allardyce Brown, popularly known as Ekuapem Polo, is a controversial social media personality who landed herself in trouble when she posted notes of her then 7-year-old son on social media in an unusual celebration style. She was said to have violated the dignity and right of her son. Her subsequent 90-day jail term sentence was, however, described by her lawyers as harsh and thus appealed against it.
It's harsh for me, very difficult situation for me now, considering the High Court upholding the sentence imposed on the appellants from the Circuit Court. In both our addresses, the prosecution and the defense attorney were almost unanimous that the sentence imposed on her was harsh. They made it in the address clearly that it was harsh, that the son that the law seeks to protect, it's going to make it life very difficult for the child in the absence of the mother. They've clinged together for quite a long time. They've jailed for a long time now. That separation is going to cause the child more harm than good. Well, I don't intend to go further to the Court of Appeal. We just take it as the High Court decides.
But in an apparent defense of the trial court, Justice Aite observed that it is apparent on the face of the trial document that the trial judge exercised her discretion judiciously. Justice Aite was of the view that the trial court considered all mitigating factors put up by the appellant's lawyer and in the appeal. The trial judge also considered all the aggravating factors, yet imposed the custodial sentence. In the considered view of Her Ladyship, the trial judge imposed a harsh sentence to serve as a deterrent to others from committing the same crime. The High Court thus ordered that the child at the center of the prosecution should be given to another family member who is competent enough to take care of him.
You're watching the evening news on Adoatv. We'll be right back with business.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
CB will make up now. I'm correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who anyone? Oh, middle. He comes us back on CB men capsules. See, CB men capsules and make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And 1 year packaging I have a pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share up him for any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go di fie do yen. En ka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Moving on to some business update, former Finance Minister said Tekpe is asking for in-depth details into how the government plans to achieve some of its targets in the 2022 budget. One of such is the government's revenue target, which Mr. Tekpe believes is extravagant. Speaking at a virtual 2022 budget review organized by PFM Tax Africa Network, he demanded specific details as to how the government and the Ghana Revenue Authority plans to reach these targets.
The government of Ghana is aiming at increasing the tax to GDP ratio from 16% to 20% in 2020. This was revealed by Finance Minister Kiano Furiata while reading the 2022 budget statement in Parliament. Although the government has missed its revenue target over the years, it is still hopeful that it can generate 100.5 billion Ghana cedis in revenue next year, up from the projected outturn 70.3 billion Ghana cedis in 2021. But the former finance minister said Tekpe believes these targets are not feasible. Speaking at a virtual 2022 budget review organized by PFM Tax Africa Network, he demanded specific details as to how the government and the Ghana Revenue Authority plan to reach these targets. The former finance minister said Tekpe is asking for an in-depth details into how the government plans to achieve some of its targets in the 2022 budget. One of such is government's revenue target, which he believes is over-ambitious.
Now, the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISSER, at the University of Ghana is calling on the government to review the 1.75% proposed electronic levy in next year's budget, saying the rate is overly punitive. In its post-budget analysis, Director of ISSER, Professor Peter Quarter, said, even though the e-levy is not a bad idea in itself, given the fiscal pressure on the government which requires it to find ways and means to beef up revenue, the rate proposed is unreasonable, hence should be trimmed to 0.5%.
The Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research at the University of Ghana is calling on government to review the 1.75% proposed electronic levy in the next year's budget, which has been rejected in court by Parliament, saying the rate is too much for Ghanaians. In its post-budget analysis, Director of ESEC, Professor Peter Quarte, said, even though the e-levy in its sense is not a bad idea, given the fiscal pressure on government which requires government to find ways and means to beef up revenue, the rate proposed is unreasonable, hence should be trimmed to between 0.5% and 0.7%. Meanwhile, the controversy surrounding the e-levy moved Parliament last Friday to reject the budget after the majority side walked out. Presenting a concluding remark on the budget debate prior to the rejection, the minority leader Honorable Allardyce maintained his caucus stance on the disapproval of the newly proposed e-levy introduced in the 2022 budget. Among other concerns raised regarding the policies contained in the budget, he stated that the e-levy in particular turns the country backwards by affecting small businesses and individuals as well.
That is all for Business. Sports is next.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Moving on to sports now, the Ghana Football Association has postponed Ghana's super clash between Accra Hearts of Oak and Asante Kotoko. The association announced that the Ghana Premier League match day 7 fixture between Accra Hearts of Oak and Asante Kotoko has been rescheduled due to Accra Hearts of Oak's CAF Confederation Cup return leg fixture against JS Swara.
The Super Clash is the biggest game in the Ghana Premier League as history and achievement is concerned. This season's Super Clash was scheduled to be played on March Day 7 on the Ghana Premier League fixtures. However, the Ghana Football Association has postponed the Super Clash between Asante Kotoko and Accra Heart of Oak, which was set to be played on Sunday, 12 December 2021. This is due to the itinerary of Heart of Oak in respect to the second leg of the CAF Confederation Cup playoff tie against JS Sora, which makes them unable to return in time to honor the fixture. The Ghanaian champions are expected to return home on Friday, December 10, 2021, making it impossible to play the match on Sunday, December 12. Accra Heart of Oak head into the fixture with a 2-0 advantage from the first league and would hope to hang on to qualify for the group stage of the 2021-2022 CAF Confederation Cup. The Phobians were scheduled to play with arch rivals Asante Kotoko on March Day 7 of the Premier League on Sunday, December 12, 2021 at the Accra Sports Stadium. A new date according to the association will be communicated in due course. Meanwhile, Accra Heart of Oak will depart from Ghana today for return fixture in Algeria, with the team being boosted as the medical team has confirmed Caleb Amankwa and Radi Ovoka fit. They have joined the squad for the trip to Algeria.
And Hazakah's ladies, Ampim, Dakwan, Lady Strikers and Prisons ladies all have made it to the semi-finals of the Women's Super Cup tournament organized by the GFA. A clash between Ampim, Dakwan ladies and Hazakah's ladies will headline the last four of the ongoing Women's Premier Super Cup as the competition enters the semi-final stage on Thursday.
Ampim Dakwa ladies topped Group A after thumping Flamboyant Berry ladies 3-1 on March Day 3 at the Magdan La Town Park to finish the group stage unbeaten. The Nanama won 2 and drew 1, ending the group with 7 points from 3 matches. Prisons ladies came second in Group A with 4 points after putting 2 past Saka Intellectuals on March Day 3 to seal a semi-final berth. Group B saw Lady Strikers top the table with 7 points after dispatching Ashtown ladies in 4-0 in a 6-goal thriller. On the other hand, Hazakah's ladies emerged as runners-up after Sassa's Amiya solitary goal helped them to a 1-0 win against Kumasi Sports Academy, thus getting the nod with 6 points to qualify. A battle between Lady Strikers and Prison ladies will complete the semi-final pack to set the tone for the finals. The semi-final matches come off on Thursday, December 2, 2021 at the Medina Zango Astroturf.
And that is how we wrap up tonight on the evening news at 6 on Adoatv. A recap of our top stories. Honorable Peter Amewu, Minister for Railway Development, has updated Ghanaians today on how advanced plans are with regards to government plans to reinstate the use of railways to improve socio-economic development. And as the world marks World AIDS Day, the Ghana AIDS Commission has confirmed that an estimated 300,000 Ghanaians are currently living with the HIV virus. And we brought you some update from Parliament as well. And the Municipal Chief Executive for West Gonja, following a report filed by Adoatv in relation to the deplorable state of Nabori Primary School, has cut sword for the constitution of a 3-unit classroom block. For more news, log on to our website www.adanewsonline.com. I am Benedicta Dodu. The evening news is brought to you by Asatec Roofing Sheet and Cookware, Blue City Ties and Accessories, and Verna Mineral Water. Thanks for watching. Do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.